Hi everybody. So this is a video about how to extrapolate mechanics, how to derive mechanics from a thumbnail. Hopefully at this point you're starting to understand some of the basic setup ideas when you're dealing with perspective. One of the important things to understand though is that, as Ted Youngkin used to say, don't let perspective tell you what to do. You should draw what you want to draw and then figure out how to make it accurate after the fact using what you know about perspective. Now, one of the nice things about perspective is you can do it forwards or backwards. So here's a little thumbnail that I have, that I did, and this is probably, an inch high by, an inch and a quarter. It's a tiny little sketch, and I happen to have it, and I dropped it in. And so, like, if you extend the lines, like these lines here, and they're converging properly, they crossed right here. So that's where I put my eye level and my VP2 for the right hand side. And that was the first step that I did. So, assuming you're not drawing isometrically, the lines are going to cross somewhere, and okay, that's your eye level. Now, I could have done it using this side, I could have done it using this side. It really doesn't matter. This is where you decide what's important to you. Maybe something else is more important, but in this case, I just used the side of the cube, this in the thumbnail, to establish an eye level. Now, once I establish that eye level, if I draw from the other side, well, that's where vanishing point 1 would be. Now, the question is, will this line be there? Now, you guys, I've been doing this a long time, so my sketches are pretty accurate. And when I actually drew it, it came out like this. So it's pretty darn close. I mean, it's almost hitting at the right spot. Yours are probably not going to be coming in that close. They will probably be diverging, or not diverging, but they probably will not be this close to the target. It's probably going to be more erratic. That's fine. It's no big deal. But again, you just have to decide, okay, what's important to you. So then what I would come back, it's like, okay, well, this needs to be corrected. So I corrected it. And, you line up this red line, I tethered it to vanishing point 1. Okay, so now once you have these two vanishing points, the next thing you have to find is you have to find a station point and a center of vision. So the next step is, if I drop a center of vision and a line of vision in here, and I find a right angle between these two vanishing points, I find a station point right here. Now, this is actually one of the good things about showing you this video is, you have to make adjustments. So basically, like, okay, if that's my station point and those are my vanishing points, okay, I've got the beginning of the mechanics. But then if I do this and I draw a cone of vision here, that becomes my cone of vision, and it looks like that. So take a look. I'm a little bit out of the cone of vision here. So how would you fix that? You would basically take the station point and move it a little bit farther away, and that would enlarge your cone of vision. Now, if you look at this orange line, that's the minimum cone of vision I need to cover this picture. Okay, so that means if I take this radius for the cone of vision, that's about the closest that my station point can be. Now at that point, I would move the station point, farther down to here. Now I might decide I want to keep this angle the same and move this one further out, or I want to keep this one the same and move this one further out, or maybe I want to split the difference and keep the angle the same and move both vanishing points out. So you have to just decide what's important to you, from an artistic standpoint. But right now, I'd be slightly out of the cone of vision. If I did this, probably nobody would notice, but, I just want to show you guys how to do this. Now, once you've done that, the next step would be to find your measuring points, via the previous video, etc., etc. But that's basically how you do it. Now, when it comes time to frame it, you again have to, you have to figure. One thing to keep in mind about the framing of it: when you frame your sketch, it has to be proportional. It doesn't have to be 4 by 5 inches. It has to be proportional to a 4 by 5, because you can work out the mechanics at a small scale and then scale them up. So, anyway. All right, you guys, I hope that gets you over the hump. And again, do the best you can. Historically, it's about a 50-50 success rate, and we will talk about all the issues this next week. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.